We are recording. Okay, thank you guys for listening in again to Off the
Supposed
Script.
to be the fucking start, you retard.
Sorry. Right, I'll let you do it this time. Sorry, bro.
Hey guys, welcome back podcast with your hosts Jermaine and Joe. Obviously, I'm Joe, not Jermaine. And today we're joined with our friend and special guest, Robbie Tuckerman. How you doing, bro?
Is he frozen again? He's back? Okay, he's good.
No.
Okay.
Have I frozen again?
You're all right, mate.
You're fine. How you doing?
I haven't heard a word of what been said.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
Sorry, guys.
No, you're fine. How you
I'm
doing?
going to disconnect the Wi-Fi on my phone.
For fuck's sake.
I'm good, mate. I'm good. Thank you very much.
Okay,
Thanks
good.
for having me on.
Yeah, no, thank you for coming on. How's everything been these past 2 months?
I mean, started off pretty tough in terms of just kind of dealing with the mental battle of not being in the gym.
Yeah.
But luckily I got hold of some pretty decent kit quite early on. So the last 4 or 5 weeks I've been more or less sorted, training wise.
Decent, mate.
And it's nice being at home. I don't like being in Birmingham and at uni. I don't know how you're surviving, still stuck there.
It is what it is, mate. I'm one of the few people who still have a job at the moment and still have to work or still can work even. And also, I'm just not in the position to go home with my mum being an NHS worker, stuff like that. You know, it is what it is. But yeah, no, it's. I would like to get home as soon as possible.
Yeah,
I'm already at a point now. I'm like, oh fuck, I haven't been home in ages, and I do want to actually go home. The only downside now to going home is that none of my kit's at home. So,
you've got hold of some now, haven't you?
Yeah, just got barbell plates. Unfortunately, I have your bin squat rack set up here. So every time I squat, I just have to do a clean to get the weight up, and then just press over my head and just do squats with that. And it's not ideal, but we work with what we got, right?
Yeah, I mean the bins aren't exactly sturdy.
Bro.
It's a pace it up. Bear in mind when all the weights are on as well.
Yeah.
I normally get someone to help me, but
yeah, it looks.
I mean, it works.
Yeah. How have you been having your?
I basically have to do
Playing up as well, man.
What was that? What did you say, Jermaine?
You cut out again for a second. Sorry. Have you been having your parents and stuff help you out with unracking weights and stuff? Oh, for fuck's sake, Robbie! He's gone again.
Well, I answered you. Did you hear me that time?
I
think
heard
it's Jermaine's a problem now.
I think it's
Maybe,
just me.
yeah.
So shall I just leave? Honestly, you guys take over at this point.
Yeah, fuck off, Jermaine. We've had enough of you.
So you've been having people help you out right at home, right?
Yeah, so I got my bros.
Yeah, okay, good.
And they're one of them's 18, 19, one of them's 16,
okay.
and he's just into the gym as I am. So
cool.
I train with him most days.
Oh, that's perfect. So you still have a training partner and still have
yeah
environment to train in as well, I guess.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
I do wish I had a garage or something that I could get just a little space to have. But I mean, I don't mind using the garden when it's sunny and stuff. Yeah,
100%. And you've just had Leah come over as well, haven't you, recently? Or she been around you at the moment?
So she came over for the last week and a half. I mean, it's been 8 weeks since I last saw her.
No, the feeling, mate.
Rough, bro. Yeah, been there. Yeah.
And we've both been isolated. We've both not come into contact with anyone other than our families for 8 weeks. Damn. So it wasn't an issue her coming over, and obviously that was nice to train with her. And she's literally using a couple of booty bands, and that's it at home. So she was happy to come and train properly for a little bit.
I bet. Yeah, no, it's weird how like people obviously at different training levels or with different training needs. Some people are in a position where they're going to lose muscle. Some people are in a position where they actually like could grow even.
Yeah.
I know some girls are definitely in a position where they can actually pack on some muscle. When I spoke to Jack Richardson recently, he was saying that Molly was actually in a really good position with the kit they had and that she could keep progressing, whereas he was a bit like, you know, in a state of gaining and trying to hold on to what he's got. But yeah, no, it's got me stumped, honestly, because I'm like, we're at a point now where we don't know when gyms are opening again at all. We've got no clue, really. It's more than likely going to be months. So what is your like strategy for the next couple of months?
Well, like it's absolute minimum 8 weeks from like Boris's announcement. And I've had a look at some more plates because I can more or less load everything. Like this is kind of the benefit of not being extremely strong, is like I can load everything well, other than deadlifts and squats. Even squats, I can kind of they're heavy for me. So I only really need ideally like an adjustable bench, so I can do some sort of incline work, or maybe some chest supported rows. And some more plates to deadlift heavier. Other than that,
you're doing all right.
I've got a few. Sorry.
I'm in a similar position where I could do like you've probably seen like at the minute my chest sessions consist of like using cables and stuff like that, which I bought online, and then using like and doing like floor press with a well off of 2 chairs. So I'm definitely in the same boat where I'm like, I want a rack and I want a bench because I'm sick of floor pressing already.
Will you have space to put it anywhere though?
So we were talking about this the other day when we were recording. My situation is that I can't have like a power rack or like a full squat rack really. So what I'm going to have to do is get, you know, you can get the 2, like they're almost like separate racks, like separate.
The individual squat stand thing.
Yeah. So I'm going to get 2 of those, and then I can just store them in the spare room hitting my flat, and then just take them out when I need to. As with the bench and stuff, that can go in the spare room as well. So it's just trying to find the kit that's very, like, I can't just buy a power rack, otherwise I would. I find very specific bits of kit at the moment that have space in my house to, place.
Yeah, it's annoying for me because I don't actually have anywhere that's like flat ground. So if I were to get like a power rack or something, it would have to go indoors, and there's nowhere I can put it indoors because I can't just stick it in the living room next to the TV. But and also it's just the cost of everything at the minute. It's crazy. Like a bench is like minimum 150 just for a bench.
The price of everything's gone up. Honestly, the reason that I haven't bought more kit is because it's just so hard to find anything for a decent price now, because the price of everything just skyrocketed, like you say.
I'm in a pretty good position.
It's been good watching like what other people be doing, you especially. Like I replied to your story, I think it was today, where I saw you the plate curl and making like a
so I've seen Callum Raystrick do it with like an actual daisy chain and a D handle and everything.
Oh really?
I was like, what have I got that I can replicate that? So I was like, I've got a dog lead and I've got a D handle which is attached to a band. So I just clipped it all together and wrapped it around the plate, and it worked. It worked really nicely, actually.
I'm going to be trying that tomorrow, I think, when I dead and pull, and see what I can do with that, because I've got two 15 plates, 2 25 plates that I can do that with. I've got like a few dumbbells, but it's nothing that I can really, put up to a daisy chain or anything like that at the moment. So it's definitely a shout. What about you, Joe? Where are you at with training?
Obviously, it's not as important for me at the minute. Health is the main thing after what happened, 100%. As we talked about in the last one. But today and yesterday, adjusted some things. So I've pretty much only got like those live fitness bars. So it's not even 20 kilo bar for the barbell. I've got like 40 kilos worth of plates, and then I've got a band. I can get some dumbbells if I want some. I just haven't been bothered, to be honest.
Fair enough, yeah.
But with the adjustable pulley, I've pretty much learned how to wrap it around the barbell.
Nice.
And bring it close to the wall, so then it doesn't move at all.
Just
like fully stretch the whole way, and then I can pretty much do some one-arm rows and stuff, and just activate
cool.
Stuff like that. And do it. I can do it for
anything
chest as well now.
As long as you can do something, right? Isn't it?
Yeah, I can contract the lat and I can squeeze the pec with that and do some side raises.
It works. What I've just been making use of. I've realised I've got quite a few trouser belts, and you're really maximising, their cost value by just strapping dumbbells together to create a heavier dumbbell. Or even I tried it yesterday, didn't go so well, and I'm not gonna do it with barbell, but for deadlifts I might. Is getting the belts. I've got two 22.5 kg dumbbells, and then strapping the dumbbells to the barbell with the other like plates on, with the 25s and the 15 plates on either end. So I've managed to create somehow more overload. So I've now got like 150 kilos in weight on a bar. But then it's what I imagine using an elephant bar or something for deadlifting would be like, where it drags you forward because there's stability.
Yeah.
The dumbbells are shaking everywhere. So it's not the most ideal setup, but
if you go back 3 months, right? And
exactly,
we're all in ultimate, right? We're training. We're all formaholics and all this, right? It's like fucking form is everything, right? Execution is everything. Who would have thought we'd be doing makeshift barbells?
Yeah, who thought Robbie would be stood on his couch doing curls
with a dog lead?
Yeah, with a dog lead. It's weird how times change. Like the last session I had as well was I was doing pull, and I was like, oh fuck it, I'll do my one. I tried to do a 1 RM and did 210 kg, and now I'm like, oh well, fuck, I can't load it up at all now. I'm nowhere near that in terms of load. It's going to be interesting though when we get to the gym and we've got to almost, I guess it's going to be like a recomp or a rebound for most people.
There'll definitely be some like initial adaptation just from
100%.
Being back to heavier loads, especially leg training. I feel like my quads have shrunk massively.
Yeah.
Whether they have or not, I don't know. Whether it's just me, the feeling of it, but just I can't wait to get back on a heavy hack or leg press.
Oh, leg press, man! I can't. On that sled leg press. It's gonna be. It's annoying though because I know full well, like you say, like there's gonna be a lot of adaptation early on, and I know full well my CNS won't be able to take doing the volume, even though we were doing low volume. It won't take the volume straight away. So I'm probably going to have to resort to doing like 1 set per exercise, except for arm movements or all the muscle groups, because there's no way I'll be able to just go in day one, do my like 6-7 RM deadlift, and then follow it up with another set of like 15 or something. Like it's just not going to happen. I'm going to be written off on legs. So we're going to be working around it even when we get back to it, aren't we?
Definitely. It's annoying though, because we're all on a roll as well. It's like seeing your progress, Robbie, on that back lat spread in your garden. It's fantastic, man. From where you were, 12 months ago as well?
Oh yeah, that's when things were going well.
As soon as it's funny that like it happens to a lot in prep, or I think you just notice it more in prep, where when you're prepping, shit hits the fan constantly, and you don't and it's just like a game of just trying to stay above the water. Do you know what I mean? Like either you get sick, or your show gets cancelled for whatever reason, or you're struggling with work or something, or whatever happens. Like you just get shit thrown at you, and it's just like, you you end up doing a bit of character building. I think that's what I'm treating this as at the moment.
Absolutely. How about the mental aspect for you? So obviously you've had to adjust your training, but other than the impact of training, what's it been like, pretty much being out of your comfort zone for nearly 3 months?
Well, I mean, like I said at the beginning, I enjoy being at home, and it's nice being with my family, and just, I think I said it in an Instagram post recently, that I've had a lot more time to do things that I don't normally get to do. Yep. So like, because my uni work is basically gone. We've got like a bridging coursework across the 2 years, but there's no exams, no revision, no real coursework to do. Yeah. So I'm just enjoying like the first few weeks. I've just chilled out, played some Xbox. Like one thing, like even at uni, I wasn't going on walks or anything. Like, I wasn't getting steps in because I was just sat on the computer all day working. Yeah. So like that's another thing, just getting out, getting some sunlight, playing football in the garden. Like you know what I mean.
So this has always been optimal for you in a way.
Oh yeah, like I don't want to say I've really enjoyed it, but I think I have really enjoyed it. As bad as the situation it is, and like it's not under the right circumstances, but I have enjoyed my time. Yeah, 100%. For sure.
Yeah, I'm sort of, obviously I love to be home right now, and I'm not, but like I know that just around the corner, when we get more changes to lockdown and everything like that, I will get to a point where I will be able to go home. And I think that's sort of a thing now I am looking forward to. And that's sort of like a focus. And also at the moment, I'm still in a position where I still have pieces of work that I do have to hand in. So I've got 2 hand-ins over the next 2 weeks. So I'm still busy, and I've still got a job, and I've still got work. Work isn't the same as it used to be. I'm like allowed to be in contact with any of the people that at my work, really. So it's just it's a lot of phone calls and like, or just being on call or communicating over WhatsApp or whatever. So it's not like a big problem. How's your coaching stuff going on? Because I know you've been sort of branching out a bit, haven't you, Robbie?
Yeah, I'm trying to take this opportunity to grow it, and it's only been the last few days where I've really put the effort in, because like I said, I've just taken a break, so I've kind of flipped the switch now back onto like work mode, and directing that effort into like the coaching side of things and like social media and all that kind of stuff. Like potentially starting a YouTube channel in the next couple of weeks or so. But yeah, I mean, coaching's slow, and I was talking to Tim a lot about this because I know his kicked off quickly after his prep, and like it's almost like you need like your own transformation, or people need to see what you can do with your own physique.
Yeah, you could really maximize like the following at that point, and it's like the interest in you for sure.
Yeah, so like from a business point of view, me doing like a mini cut now or like a summer cut to get in shape and lose body fat, it's a great idea, but realistically, is that the best thing for my physique? No. But I need as much time as possible to grow as much as I can 100%. If I'm looking to compete anytime soon. So I'm just gonna have to wait for that opportunity to come in the future, but need to be smart about it.
Yeah, 100%. What are your competing plans? Like, what's your sort of goal?
Well, I would love to be ready to prep by 2021. And I think the rate of progress that I've made over the last year or so suggests that I would be, provided I can just continue what I'm doing. The only issue is it's during third year of uni.
Yeah.
And like if I'm going to compete, I want to be competitive. I've always said that. I don't want to compete for the sake of it. So if I've got 100 other stresses going on in my life and like exams and dissertations and stuff, like, is it the best idea? Because that will play an effect on my physique and how I look at the end of the day. I mean, I can look at like late shows, which is probably the only other option, and it probably is the most realistic option, but it just means prep all of summer basically.
Yeah, I think I'm in the same boat. I'll probably end up prepping at the same time as you then, because for me, the goal was 2021.
Yeah.
And it still is the goal. Obviously, things are changing, and I might change my mind and hold off a year. I'll still be a junior in 2022. But I'd like to get more competition time under my belt. And at the minute, with how things are at the moment, I will probably end up doing late shows again. I did last year, but I'll probably end up doing the same shows again, even though I am in a better position to do so, just because, like you said, I'll be going into my final year as well.
Yeah. What are your plans with AJ? Are you going to go back on with him?
Yeah, so I'm gonna go back with AJ for my next contest season. I don't think it makes sense to switch coaches. You see so many people nowadays switching coaches all the time.
Yeah.
I get it if you've got like some differences that you can't get past, but constantly switching coaches just doesn't make sense to me. And especially with a coach like AJ. AJ, throughout the whole of my prep last year, was on the money with pretty much everything. And in the end, I think we actually exceeded expectations. So I fully intend to go back with him. And, now and again, like I'll speak to him and, he sees my update posts, like pictures and stuff like that now and again. But yeah, no, aside from that, nothing's changed. Nothing. I'll still be with him. Eventually, I will prep myself probably at some point, because I think it's something that I should do, especially as I want to really branch out into coaching. But at the minute, I definitely have a sense of imposter syndrome in that I'm not willing to coach anyone who's going to compete. Or anyone who's going to put their actual physical health in my hands, which is what competing is,
Yeah.
So I have a lot of respect for Tim for that reason, in that he did it himself. He got in ridiculously good shape, leaner than me for show day. And I just don't think until I do that, I won't be in a position to do competitive coaching. I think that's the ball game.
Well, for me, like I would never. If someone said to me, "Can you come and prep me for a show?" I'd be like, "No, go find someone else."
No,
I'm not in a position. I've never been through it myself, so I can't do that to anyone else. And because, like you said about kind of prepping yourself, it puts you in such a good stead. But like, even if you asked him, he will never do that again. And the amount of mistakes that he made, just second guessing yourself every single day, it must have killed him.
It did. Like it's a blessing that he had such a strong group around him.
Yeah, for sure.
Obviously, he prepped himself, and he made the calls on a lot of the big decisions. But also having the mental support on the side of it while competing is huge.
Yeah.
Because it could be anything from, I know, like there was some points where at the end of prep he'd just call me and just have a chat with me, and that just that alone, like that can be huge. That can be so big for someone who's competed. But yeah, I hope that I'm sure he will as well. I hope that Tim gets some quality coaching for his next competition.
Has he not told you that he's starting with Callum in the next couple of months?
Yeah. So I know that he was. I feel like we're telling some spoilers.
No, he's already said it on our podcast.
Okay, we're
He was supposed to be here anyway, so
yeah. So I remember last year he was saying that he was gonna finish up his off season with Callum, and then obviously plans changed, and obviously with everything that's going on at the moment, it's just like not optimal, is it? If he starts with Callum, that's probably the best decision he could make. One of the best coaches.
Yeah.
For sure.
A similar structure as well.
Yeah, they're both very tall. Both very tall. Have you met Callum in person?
Yeah.
Jesus Christ, he's a giant. He's
big
not
stature of a guy.
Yeah, he's not like actual giant. He's not like Jamie
big
tall.
guy. Yeah.
Huh? Yeah.
He's not a huge guy, but he's a naturally big guy. You can see that.
Yeah. Who would you, Robbie? Who would you pick as a coach if you could pick someone to coach you, like for contest prep?
Hanny Rambod.
100% Callum.
Yeah, I can
Yeah.
tell. Like, I think you fit quite well with sort of ethos and personality.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I can actually see that working. I don't think, for me, did we speak about this last time? I don't think. Who else would I have coach me? Probably John Meadows. I'd love John Meadows as coach.
Yeah.
He's very much like a reflection of AJ and a lot of the stuff that AJ values as a prep coach. So I think I'd be interested in having him coach me, or Callum, as you say, because Callum's just
I think you do gel with AJ. Like, it's a good partnership that you have.
Yeah, it's a weird one though, because like I imagine a lot of people who end up being coached by AJ, they'll see his Instagram, they'll scroll through, see his client stuff, and they'll think, oh yeah, okay, I'll message him. For me, I saw him train once or twice at the gym, and then Sai, who owns Ultimate, said, oh, he's a natty contest prep coach, and I was like, oh yeah, I'll just have a chat with him then. And that was sort of how that relationship started. It was never.
Okay.
It was like a weird sort of thing where I didn't even really know who he was at the time until I actually like realized that at the time he lived like maybe 2 or 3 minutes walk from me. I just didn't even know. So yeah, I think we fit together quite well. He's got a quirky personality though, I have to say.
Behind closed doors, yeah.
Behind closed doors, people don't give him credit for how funny he actually is.
He is a funny guy.
He is a funny guy. I said he spoke great Spanish, and he said "succo my coco" over text once. I don't know how to reply to that.
I remember the first time I ever went to Ultimate. So I'd been training at the uni gym for like almost a year at this point. So this was like last summer, and I was very naive to like the industry. So the only people I followed were like Max Tuning, basically like the Alpha League gang, and a bit of the gym.
That was me at one point too. Though.
All you guys were the same, and I was completely different.
It's true. It's true.
Yeah, but mine was recent. Like you guys came out of it a long time ago.
Yeah, it was. For me, it was like I started watching. I remember being 16 after like my first cut, quote unquote, where I dropped like 60 pounds, going to Body Power for the first time, and I didn't want to go meet like all the pros or anything. I wanted to go meet Christian Guzman, and
what a fucking disgrace.
Me and my friend Faz queued for like 3 hours to meet this fucking guy, and meet all like the Alpha League crew when they had a booth, which was fucking cool. I don't regret it because like that whole experience was amazing. I think it definitely shaped sort of how I've approached getting like involved, I guess, in the industry. But yeah, no, like now I steer so much more towards the pros and like what they preach and what they do. So
it's just the UK side of things, really.
And
like,
definitely.
My first Body Power experience was this year, and I was the same. I queued for like 2 hours waiting for the ghost people to come out.
Yeah.
So it's mad how much I've changed since then. Because over the summer, I signed up to the JP site, AJ site, discovered like this whole new realm of like UK bodybuilding that I didn't know existed.
Yeah.
And what I was going to say about AJ is when I first went to Ultimate, I saw him on the hammer strength press, and I didn't know who he was at the time.
Yeah.
All I saw was there was like 4+ plates aside, a massive camera on a tripod, and someone in his face like screaming at him to like obviously spot him.
Yeah.
I was like, fucking hell, what am I getting myself into here? And then I then looked on like Ultimate's Instagram, and I saw it was AJ like tagged him in the story and stuff, and I was like, oh shit, this guy is actually a bit of a big deal that I just saw.
Yeah. It's Birmingham's cool, I think, for that reason, in that I even like since I first went to Body Power in 2016, I sort of realized that Birmingham is absolutely the center of like the fitness community in the UK and the bodybuilding community. So I knew sort of since then that if I could choose anywhere to go, to study for university or to start off like a career or whatever. I wanted to start out in Birmingham for that reason. The first like time I went to Ultimate was 2017, I think, and it was 2017. Yeah, I think it might have been 2017. And Gymshark were having some sort of fucking like event thing in the city, I think. And
that was 2018.
Oh, it was 2018.
Same weekend as Body Power.
Yeah.
Yeah, 2018.
Yeah, that's the one. And they were having this event. So we went to Body Power one of the days, and then we're like, oh, we'll go to the Gymshark event, see what's happening the other day. The queue for that was 10 hours long. And Tim, because he'd like done like a repost or something for on Gymshark, or taken a picture or like and posted it, tagging them or something, they gave him a VIP pass so he could skip the fucking queue. So he went straight in. We saw the queue and we just turned and went to Ultimate. And when we went there, that was like super fucking cool because we went and we got to train around like Flex Wheeler and people like that at the time who were training there, who were there for the weekend. And being around all these like really big industry names and like just being able to train in the same room as them. And I was at that point, I was like, oh fuck, this is what bodybuilding is. This is like what I want to get involved in.
Yeah.
So I was very much the same boat where I like had an eye-opening moment when I first sort of stepped into Ultimate.
This is why I was gutted about Body Power this year, because I was so looking forward to, because like you said, when that weekend, like Ultimate, Temple, like every gym in Birmingham is just flooded with names. Like you know,
100%.
You'll see people that you'll recognise, like actually training like right in front of you. Like I think last year it was all the Vanquish people in Ultimate, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was Mo Samuels, and
that German dude,
physique guy who turned to
fucking fibers or whatever.
yeah, and some like men's physique guys, whatever.
Yeah,
and that was sort of the crew that hung out there, and Simeon Panda. But it's always it's always super interesting being in Birmingham when Body Power's on, and like last year was my first time living in Birmingham while Body Power is on as well. Like a completely different experience when you actually live in the city and you know your way around, and you just get to see. I feel like you get to see a lot more.
Yeah.
That being said, I'm very excited for the Arnold, the UK Arnold.
Oh yeah, 100%. I will be going to that no matter what. So
yeah, that'll be blowing Body Power out of the water for sure. That's gonna be unbelievable.
It's probably gonna be like £150 a ticket or something.
I don't care how much the tickets are. I'm going. I'm going for the whole weekend.
It'll be fantastic. Another thing I wanted to touch base on was a more light-hearted sort of thing rather than all the depressing nonsense that we've been talking about.
All right.
So I've got a couple of questions just from a few friends. I want your perspective. Mr. Tuckerman. No one cares about us anymore. We do it all the time, so everybody knows us. They want fresh faces.
They want your answers.
Yes.
Go ahead.
Right.
Let's hear it.
So, who was the first bodybuilder you saw in person, and who is the freakiest bodybuilder you have ever seen?
You know what? The first proper pro bodybuilder that I've seen in person was Phil Heath, and that was at Body Power last year. That when I was waiting in that ghost queue, he just walked past with his like security. I remember looking at his triceps, and they were like hanging over his elbow.
Yeah. They had their own security 3 meters behind.
Yeah.
I was like, fuck me. But freakiest bodybuilder, what, in real life that I've seen in real life?
No, just in general, like picture or anything.
I don't know. I mean, I'll pay tribute to Luke Sando.
100% definitely one of my favorite physiques, my favorite freaky physiques for sure.
Yeah.
It's just a shame.
Yeah, it's sad. And do you know what?
Sad.
It's going to take a long time for the community to come back from it, I think, because that's a big hit, especially for UK bodybuilding.
Massive.
That's a huge thing for us. And he's going to continue being a massive influence to a lot of people for a long time.
100%.
So
they've already said for the Olympia there's going to be a Luke Sando award.
Oh, is there?
Yeah.
So that's good. Yeah, that's good.
I don't know what it's for. I presume it's for like an up and comer or something like that, like great first impressions or something like that.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
But I think that's cool and respectful as well.
Yeah, no, limited to only UK bodybuilders.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. Next question.
Yeah. It's going to be an interesting time this coming year. Lots changing. All the expos are swapped around. Everything's, everything switched around. We've lost a few people. We've had a few people who've had a few close encounters.
Yeah.
Obviously, John Meadows Mountain Dog, he had a heart attack this past week.
Yep.
Still, he's fine, and that's the important thing. So yeah, let's not lose any more people.
The annoying thing with like John Meadows and even with Luke when it first happened, like people just instantly jump on the fact that they use anabolics and then they died of a heart attack because he uses steroids.
Yeah,
and it's just like it's not.
Yeah. From what we know of Luke, from what Ben has said and James has said, Luke's been having. He's had sort of a struggle since before he was even a bodybuilder. Before he stepped in. This is not like a new thing, and I think that honestly, if John Meadows wasn't so health conscious and such a big proponent of being healthy and fit and doing like cardio,
does so much cardio and everything, yeah.
I think he could have died. Like it's possible, as morbid as that is, but the fact that he is so incredibly healthy,
that
made a big difference. And there's no way in hell that some overweight woman who's his age would survive that.
No.
Do you know what I mean? It's just like it's bizarre, like the parallels that people draw from stuff like that. Yeah, I agree. It's let's get into the drug topic a bit, because I feel like a lot of people, and I've seen it come back again. I thought we'd got past it, but I've seen a lot more people recently just discredit people,
yourself included,
and assuming they're on every drug under the sun, mentioning no names. But it's just like a big thing at the moment, and
in the Delta.
In the Delta, yeah. Everyone thinks everyone pins in the Delta and the Gluta.
Oh.
But it's just I've seen it a lot, and it's I don't really know why it's come back.
Yeah, it used to be very easy for people to just be like, "You're a fake natty," but because people are so much more honest about it now, you do know who uses and who doesn't.
Yeah,
because the people that do will tell you, especially in the UK.
Yeah, 100%. And even if they don't publicly push it on their social pages and stuff for whatever reason, because at the end of the day they're in the
contracts and
money, and it's not a great image necessarily to have if you're pushing it all the time. I've got a few people who I've known who, if you ask them straight up, they'll say, but just won't post about it, which is fair enough. Don't ask, don't tell. I think that's completely fine as well.
Yeah, I agree.
Has it ever bothered you?
Huh?
Has it ever bothered either of you? It's never bothered me. As in, first bodybuilder I saw in real life, I was 5 or something. Because I don't know if you know Robbie. My best mate's dad's friends with Dorian, from way back.
Yeah, you've told me before.
Yeah. And so I didn't know. I just remember these huge calves in the playground. But it's never bothered me. So, one of the first training videos I ever saw was Marcus Rule, made in Germany. And I was 14 years old. And this guy's 310 pounds.
Yeah.
And I'm that's fucking awesome.
Yeah.
And then my mates were that's disgusting, man. He's just full of gear and all that. I'm I don't give a shit, man. The amount of work that's gone into that.
Yeah,
is it ever
give me every drug under the sun? I'm not looking like Marcus Rule.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Has it ever bothered you that someone that you look up to, maybe before you've reached a level of maturity, has it ever bothered you?
Well, once you understand that the drugs aren't magic, then you can appreciate it. But before you understand that, and you look at like your favorite physique and you go, I can't achieve that because I don't do steroids.
Yeah.
But once you understand that the hard work is what gets you there, and the consistency, the drugs just make it, you get there a bit quicker and take you a bit further.
Yeah, and that's really all it is. I honestly, when I first started training, I believed most of the people were natural.
Oh yeah, me too.
Would like you look like if Simeon Panda says he's natural, I'm like, oh yeah, he's natural. Like 15, 16-year-old Jermaine didn't know any better. But I think that honestly worked in my favor as well, because it meant that I had an expectation or like a goal in my head that I could get to that level. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. It stopped me from sort of holding myself back, which I think a lot of people do now when they do all like he's a fake natty. They're holding back themselves.
Yep.
Like I've had friends in the past who are like debating, oh, David Lade, he's not natural or he is natural, whatever. I'm like, who gives a fuck? Like he's got an amazing physique and it's something that loads of people aspire to look like. Let them do that. Just let them, aspire to look like that, honestly, because it'll get you further than just sitting there. I could never look like that unless I took every drug under the sun.
Yeah, it's very easy to say, like, I'm natural, so I'm not going to look good, so I won't try anyway.
Yeah.
Which isn't the case at all.
Like, having a natty card isn't like a fucking, like, it's not a cool thing. It's not like a thing where like anymore where people are like, oh, I'm natural, like fucking Jeff Seiden people would do back in the day. Like it's not cool anymore.
Yeah, no one cares.
No one cares at all. So like no one's bothered by it. So I think, yeah, it's not like I've never peddled it. Like I've never put on my thing lifetime natty or whatever the fuck put on.
Yeah.
Like I just think it's dumb. Just work hard. That's all there is to it.
Do you have any plans to go assisted at any point down the line?
Being 100% honest, I don't think this has ever actually been asked of me on this podcast.
Never been asked to you. We have discussed.
Yeah. Exclusive.
Being 100% honest, I know full well that the goals that I'm going for, I realistically and feasibly won't get there without help. Whatever that help is, I won't get there without it.
I think that's fair enough, that point of view.
Like what about you, Robbie? You thought about it or no?
Obviously,
because you've never competed, you're not sure yet.
Yeah, I don't know what my potential is. I don't know what I'd look like on stage. I don't know what my goals are. Like, I can't say to you now, I want to be an IFBB pro, because I don't know if I'd ever be able to get there assisted or not. Just time will tell, and right now I'm not in the position to do it, and I don't want to do it right now.
Yeah,
I feel like I'm very immature in my training age in terms of training properly.
Same, mate. Same. I'm still at a point now where it's miles away for me, miles off yet. But yeah, no, I still definitely have the aspiration, whether it's like a fool's aspiration or not. I do definitely have the aspiration of turning pro one day.
Yeah.
That's definitely on my cards. And like anything, it's just going to be a time thing. Like that could be 5 years now, it could be 10 years, could be 15 years, whatever. It's just there. So
yeah, I do prefer the look of assisted athletes, if I'm honest.
I agree.
Like, I don't want to like bash natty bodybuilders, but when you compare the stage, look at the stage of naturals versus like, it's just different.
Yeah,
different.
It's different. I agree.
At least most naturals are in condition, though. I mean,
they are.
That is funny. I don't know if we've said this on the podcast before, but I know some unnaturals have got pictures of natural bodybuilders hitting like back lat spreads and stuff on their phone, like, or as their like lock screen and stuff, because it's a condition that even like these guys aspire to. If you look at like Ben Howard, who's a natty pro, like there's pictures of him backstage just like hitting the back double bicep, and his glutes look like a walnut, and they're like, it's so like everything on him is dry, unassisted. So I think it that furthers the sort of point of like, it doesn't really matter if you're assisted or not. Just
I almost feel like with like natural athletes, if you like you said, like get a picture of them backstage with like natural lighting, they can almost look better than on stage.
100%.
There's that picture that I put up after my first show of me and all the other guys in the juniors backstage.
Yeah.
And Jesus Christ, we all look like monsters.
Yeah, you did.
Completely unfair comparison to the stage pictures. Like, Jack looks like he could be 212 already.
Jack's a joke.
Yeah, Jack is a joke. My legs look twice the size they actually are. You know, it's just completely unfair, like, lighting comparison, and like it just sort of shows as well how big a difference, like, ideal situation, ideal lighting, pump.
I think the key to it is, if you're natural, you just need to compete on a smaller stage.
Yeah,
you know,
genius. Just instead of it being a 20 meter stage, make it 10.
Yeah,
have it a bit more compact.
Everyone really close together.
Yeah. To be fair, at my second show, that was an absolute nightmare because there were so many junior competitors all competing at the same time. I think it was probably the most stacked show for juniors. I think it was like 20 people.
Is that Northerns?
That was Heart of England. It's a Midland show. But that had 20, there was 20 people signed up for juniors, and it couldn't fit us all in a line on stage. They had to bring us out in group and do comparisons as a 5, choose the best best 2 of those 5, go on to the next 5, and they had to do it like that. And that's how they sort of whittled down like the number of people. But oh my God, like I wish it had been done not in a town hall, but in an actual theatre on an actual property.
Yeah, it'd been cool.
Yeah.
I think to finish off, I want to ask one last question because it's relevant as well, especially because we're talking about on stage. So we'll ask Mr. Tuckerman first.
Mm-hmm.
What is your favourite physique on stage that you've ever seen? That you'd like to emulate if possible?
C-Bomb.
Okay.
He's number one for me. Not as a bodybuilder, but like the classic look for me is that I'd love to compete in classic one day. That's my favorite category, and
see you there, Tucker.
On and off stage, he's a legend.
He is, yeah. He's just the way he handles himself. I agree. He's really, really good. Who do you think you'd look closest to?
What, me personally?
Yeah, I know that's very like up in the air and like you can never really know, but
Hide Yamagishi, I think, for you.
Just a really short Asian 212 competitor. Yeah.
I don't know, you know. I feel like I do have more of a men's physique look to me. I couldn't tell you.
You have got a lat spread, to be fair.
That's all you need,
but I
mate.
look shit from the front.
That's just fine. You win from the back.
Open body done is one from the back, mate.
Need a little bit more than that.
200. How tall are you? About 6'1".
6'1".
6. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I'm 6'1".
You're a good height for classic, though.
Or open.
Yeah, I'm on like the bang on height.
Yeah. I'm
open.
The same boat.
Open, I'd have no chance.
Yeah.
My extremities are like my arms and my legs aren't bad, but like when you compare it to the rest of my body, I just have these long limbs that don't flow well, especially my arms with my physique.
It's just things that you've got to bring up over time, man. Like I'm still at a point now where my arms are nowhere near where they need to be to match my legs. Like they look fine when I hit a most muscular, where I put my arms in front or whatever. But aside from that, I just can't.
And the back double for you is good. Your arms look good from the back.
Yeah, when I'm peeled outside, like
the only time it matters.
That is true.
It is true. Yeah, I just need to add how much would I need to be to meet classic? I need to add like another 40 to 50 pounds of stage weight, I think.
Yeah.
So I've got a lot of space.
Got a long way to go.
And yeah, 100%.
And what are you, 6'1" as well?
I'm 6'1", yeah.
Oh.
I think I'm a tiny, or like, I'm like on right on the line. I think Tucker's a tiny bit taller than me, aren't you?
I think a little bit.
Like
I can't remember. It's been too long since I've seen you.
Depends on what shoes he's wearing that day.
In the Vibrams, we're more or less the same.
Yeah. Actually, I feel like mine probably give me a height advantage because they're the V-Trek ones.
Oh, you got the fucking boot version.
Yeah. Yeah, no. I think if my favourite physique, I might just say, just to piss off Joe, I might say a Rash Rack Bar.
Don't start again.
I say him every time. I think he's an amazing classic competitor, and he's probably one of the closest physiques to me currently, for sure.
It's like, for me,
structurally,
I can appreciate every kind of physique. Doesn't matter if it's men's physique, classic, whatever.
Agreed. Yeah.
But I find it difficult to aspire to look like someone that I have no chance of looking like.
Yeah.
It's like, for me, super flowy, round, bubbly guys, like black muscle, it just doesn't...
Muscle? Yeah.
True. I can't look at
it's true.
Lionel Bayeki and think, fuck me, that's cool.
That's fair enough, yeah. You'd have to look
whereas I look at...
Dorian.
Yeah, whereas I look at Hollingshead or Ben Pekulski or, Dorian or someone like that.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that's fucking sick.
Yeah. See, I just have to pick Arab guys, I think. That's the closest
you can
thing
pick
to
anyone.
Me. Huh?
You can pick anyone. It's like someone threw a geography book in a blender and made you.
It's true. I'm a mongrel, mate, honestly. I'm such a mix of like different races. So, you know what? Hopefully I've got the best of everything. Hopefully. We'll see. Depends how I react to assistance. But
could be Kevin Liveroni all over again.
Yeah. Fingers crossed we have pro potential. All of us
have
potential. I like to think everyone has pro potential. Whether you'll be a good pro, that's a different question.
Yeah. You can put it in Instagram bio, mate. That's all that counts.
Yeah. So we wrap this up, guys?
Yeah, man. I'm happy to.
All right, cool.
You got any more questions, Joe, or is that it?
Got one. It just depends if you've got like 10 minutes.
Yeah, go for it. If it's a good question.
2 seconds. I have to scroll back through my chats.
Who messaged you a question?
Just Damien, my friend.
Oh, Damien. Okay.
You know the one you met outside yours?
I remember who Damien is, yeah.
The big lump, yeah.
He is a lump.
Mate, he's fucking massive. He's 6 foot on the dot, and it was 263 when you saw him. So...
He's like a giant European guy.
Yeah, man. He's a big Polish farm boy.
Yeah.
Right, so he wants to know, because he's always done, because we used to play American football together. So he wants to know, transitioning from Olympic-style training, how would you recommend going about training, pretty much is put. So...
Well, so he wants to go from...
Yeah, it's like from... like power cleans and just deadlifts. So all compounds to more isolations. And I'd just say like the first 12-week transition period. Just either of you put your input in. So.
Okay.
Well, I mean, he's already got those compounds nailed. Like he'll be able to deadlift with ease.
Yeah.
I mean, it's probably just a case of like for him personally, just adding in more volume of just isolations.
While managing
like
the
he doesn't need to be doing. What was that? Carry on.
Yeah, no, it's just a case. I think like you say, it's a case of managing, adding in the volume, but also managing the load on his CNS and recovery. It's going to be very similar to what I imagine will be like going back into the gym, where we start adding in all these new stimuluses which are great, and they'll have like a massive impact on, you know, how you look and progress and grow. But your recovery capability will go through the floor unless you manage it well. And you can manage it well by just decreasing your stressors, adding in more food, lowering your step count, whatever it is, making sure your sleep's nailed. Like, just stuff like that will have a huge impact on that transition period, I think.
Yeah, I agree. He's a strong
I think
fucker
also
anyway.
to just take out.
Carry on.
Carry on, Tucker.
Well, I just cut out then. I was going to say just take out like the cleans and the Olympic list, because from a hypertrophy perspective, that's not going to give you anything. It's just going to smash a CNS and fuck you up for like 2 days, and then have no growth potential there. So yeah, take them out, isolations in, kind of take with his compounds, so deadlifts and stuff, have more of a hypertrophy focus to them, control the eccentrics, where he probably wouldn't be doing that usually.
Very explosive kind of training.
Yeah, which makes it ideal for, you know, if he's got a big strength base, that's ideal for hypertrophy anyway.
Oh yeah, 100%. I think as well, because obviously we've had no gym, but probably won't have a gym in total for like 4 months. He's pretty much like mechanical reset. It's like I've only had 5 months training in 2 years, so because he's been so fucking stop-start.
Yeah.
It's like I've had to reset my mechanics 3 times in 2 years, and it takes a fucking adjustment period to get back to what's comfortable. It's like certain movements. It's like, you know, even 5 months in when we were training together, Jermaine, it's like shoulder press with a dumbbell is just a no-go for my right shoulder. Yeah. Absolutely not happening. From a stability point of view, whereas the first time mechanically it was fine. So I think finding what's going to work for you again, like refinding it again, for lack of better terminology, is going to be important, especially when you're transitioning from functional / explosive training to hypertrophy and focusing on muscle gain and things like that, especially as an already quite experienced athlete after like 5 years of training.
Yeah, I agree with that. I think you brought up another point for me as well, where it's going to be also a case of exercise selection, in that he'll be going from a strength focus background where he's doing all these compounds. With this added load, his injury risks probably go through the roof as well.
Yeah.
So he should definitely, play it safe probably early on, not progress too fast, not try and go with ridiculously heavy loads to begin with, and then just follow that progressive overload pattern that we all do anyway. But if that could be going from, okay, I can do a set of 10 with 2 plates. I could probably do 10 with 2.5 plates, but we'll go with 2 plates. You hear about that a lot, where people, mainly assisted people, they go on and their strength potential goes through the roof, but then their tendons and their ligaments can't keep up with that, and that's how they end up getting injured.
Yeah, joints and tendons and stuff.
Yeah, so just that's something that's got to be taken into account. Granted, he's going to have an absolutely unbelievable stretch shortening cycle for those compounds. So as soon as he goes into a bench or a deadlift or a squatting pattern, that's gonna be great for him. So probably keep them in. Realistically, keep those compounds in.
Anything more to add on that, Robbie?
Nah, I think nailed it, Jermaine.
Okay, thank you. Round of applause for me, guys.
We actually missed the NHS clap.
Oh, we did. Oh no.
No, we didn't. It's 7:59. You ready, guys?
My mum's gonna kill me. Damn it.
I don't know if you saw, my dad came in and was like, "You can do the clap." I was like, "No."
Is that what that was?
Yeah.
That's like an event. To be fair, when you live on your own, like I am pretty much at the moment, you sort of just forget about stuff like that. Because there's no one there to say otherwise, you know what I mean?
But the only reason I remember is because I can hear everyone clapping outside the front.
Yeah. Usually I hear the foghorns. I didn't hear the foghorns this time, so.
Yeah, I live like by a main road, so I don't hear anything. There's like a row of neighbours, and that's it. And then the rest is like the main road, so there's like no one around. Yeah, no one.
No one around.
Just
right,
silence.
guys. Shall we end it there and then and clap outside on our own?
Happy days, yeah.
Good. Right. In a bit, guys.
Cheers.